Things to keep in mind. Number 1. Use these builds at your discretion. Half of these builds will probably never work, mostly because they're stupid. Number 2. In the event that you do use any of these builds, I recommend you adjust the build order how you see fit. Some of these builds have more thought put into the build order than others, so keep that in mind. I've also selected keystones for each of them, but the rest of the masteries depends on your role, matchup, playstyle, etc. So I left those up to you guys. Number 3. Again, in the case that you do use any of these builds, feel free to tweet or DM me. I'm honestly interested to see how some of these go in the wilderness of normal games. That's it. If I see any of these in my ranked games, I swear. We will bring back old Aatrox and make our teammates pay for it. You got your rosary and your Bible. Don't use your charm or God will smite you down for your lustful transgression. Same as regular Akali, but with cloth armor so she won't get the shivers at night. Designed to get you to the optimal position for a headbutt pulverize. If therapy doesn't work, try hiding your revolting face with colorful masks. Following the assassination of her husband, Anivia O'Connell holds a locket in her late spouse's image. A cookie and some apple juice makes for a substandard recess snack, honestly. Crescents. Get it? So the point of this one is to make the enemy experience the most excruciating death from your slowing arrows that deal no damage. Make sure to pop gargoyles first to make it take extra painfully long. This one's all about moving as little as possible and maximizing damage instead. Hey, no need to worry about melee assassins when you kill them before they even reach you, right? Fuck Kassadin. Completely ignore your carry and collect chimes instead. You got your running shoes, potions, and your best friend Pikachu. Pikachu! Rush Twin Shadow so you get 2 additional Pokemon. Designed to abuse the Power Fist scaling for one-shots.
All you bitches are the same. No more Mr. Nice Brown.
The Muramana passive is triggered by your net. Lich Bane is for the headshot after hitting your net. Nothing but net, baby. This one's all about maximizing your ultimate steroid. Dive right in. It's like regular Cassiopeia, but you break your mouse instead of your keyboard. All about making the health lines as unreadable as possible. Immediately invalidate any defensive stats on the enemy team. Literally strip your enemies naked by removing all of their armor. Max E first. Abusing the ridiculous attack speed scaling on your passive. F the sun. I'm pretty sure KBV TV already did a video on this, but basically Mundo has limited AP scaling. He does deal a lot of magic damage, so this aims to maximize that. Maximizes your axe output for wacky catching hijinks. I'm pretty sure this is meta already. Anyways, this one's very good. Your ultimate heals you a ton. I love Lethal Tempo so much. Max W. Gives you a lot of percent health damage when paired with Whiplash. Warmox is there to stack with your passive regeneration so that you can stuff your fat ass into a fight as quickly as possible. Don't buy Archangels until you finish charging up Manamune. Make sure you hit those Mystic shots, you absolute Chad. Bring the Terror back in Crowstorm. Designed to maximize your blade work damage output. You don't need any other crit item other than Infinity Edge because your second strike is guaranteed crit. Let your enemies know discipline. A ripoff of Blitzcrank's build. This one simplifies physics damage into one button. Fuck Kassadin. Just the finest oranges. Optimizing the only thing Garen is good at. Hyper has a stupid amount of AP scaling. This abuses that while still giving you some damage for your regular attacks. Completely ignores defenses in exchange for acid-infused barrels. Drunken Rage's damage reduction scales off your AP, by the way, so you're not completely squishy. Reduces your time spent not playing Graves. The real way to play Hecarim, let's be serious. This one is supposed to make Heimerdinger as brain dead as possible. With all this sustain, you'd be hoping that the enemy jungler ganks you. Vanguard's Edge deals a ridiculous amount of damage with this one. Flawless Duet also has a fat AP scaling. This one's supposed to make you just as hard to kill as Daisy. You know, honestly, this just looks f***ing stupid. Completely ignore your teammates and only use your E on yourself. Your passive also makes you deal bonus damage with movement speed, which is what the Rapid Fire Cannon and Phantom Dancer are for. Make sure you hit the flag cause it'll literally be your only damaging ability. This takes advantage of literally all of Jax's scaling as Allah intended. Either max W first or just play cannon instead. Literally just regular Jin, but you stop at 4 items. Focuses all of your anorexic powers into your W. You can literally build anything on Kai'Sa, but this one reduces the brain power it requires to use your ultimate to 0. All of this defense, negation, and max health damage very barely synergizes with your W. Honestly, really good. You just get so much health back with your W. This used to be meta if you missed that weird time period. Charge up your Archangels from Fountain and never leave base. Get the 10% cooldown mastery so you get your ultimate as often as possible. You will be remembered, Spawn Kartas. Just leave the game, please. Yeah, good luck killing someone with a million dashes and resets while being this tanky. All of your abilities scale beautifully off these items, by the way. Keep selling and buying calls until you have enough gold to be an actual champion. Economics, bitch. Designed to dominate over a single person on the enemy team. Great for duels. Make sure you get rapid fire cannon so you get your first mark as safely as possible. Your heal has AP scaling. Frankly, if you somehow win a game with this one, I'll suck your dick. Completely ignore your team outside of ganks and focus on getting as much marks as possible. The stupid amount of health this build provides is so Skarl doesn't ditch your ass. Bloodthirster is to make sure he stays, and the Greaves plus Lethal Tempo is to bring him back. It's Kog'Maw, but you don't instantly die when the enemy team looks at you funny. Make sure you buy 2 of each for you and your clone. Max Safeguard first and use Cripple and Dragon's Rage for Peel. The superior AP Leona. Does great damage while retaining decent survivability. This build is to give you enough teamfight survivability to spawn trolls. The Spirit Visage is for your ultimate. My take on the Blution build. Does decent damage while giving decent survivability with the mallet. If you've never tried full glitter Lulu, have you ever played Lulu at all? Regular Lux but with Twin Shadows tech to hit confirm your Q. Focus on giving you as much AoE presence if you somehow don't think you have enough as Malphite. The bugs don't apply on hit sadly, so lethality is actually better than crit. Edge of Night also synergizes beautifully with your passive. Chad AP Maokai. Regular Master Yi but even more cancerous. Your gameplay would be a more hit and run one. Trinity, Duskblade, Rapid Fire, and Static are for you to deal as much damage as possible with a Love Tap double up. While Fleet, the haste from Trinity, Yuumu's active, and the Boots of Swiftness ensures your escape. Honestly very bad, but the fast Mordekaiser attack animation and sound is really funny. I actually pull this one out sometimes. Twin Shadows, Rylai's, and Soaker makes it super easy to hit your Q. Make sure you keep your fish cool and refrigerated. Aims to reduce kiting as much as possible so you can wreck shop on enemy health bars. Your W gives you bonus magic damage on your auto attacks while your shield holds. Go wild. The same as Nautilus's, except you don't even need to activate anything with this one. Your heal synergizes very well with Ardent Sensor. Otherwise, play as regular Nidalee. Yes, I'm serious. Unspeakable Horror has a 100% AP scaling and your passive also has a bit of healing scaling. Spellbinder and Twin Shadows helps you stick to your target. Never doubt me again. Pretty much the same as Nocturnes but with your W route instead. Predator Nunu is overdone honestly. It's regular Olaf with much less manly energy. On-hit Oriana but with more beef. Why go regular boring tanky Ornn when you can buy edgy sounding items like the Molten Edge and the Obsidian Cleaver? Rush AP as soon as possible cause you're going to sink like a brick mid-game. It's regular Poppy but not useless late game. You don't get any health so you're kinda limited with builds. So I'm just going with the usual build but much more expensive. Just a gun to off yourself for being Kiana. Specifically designed for map omnipresence. Gotta go fast. I've actually tried this and it's really bad. Every ability has AP scaling so have fun anyways. Everybody and their dogs know about AP Ramos. So I present you this. A build which combines both of the best aspects of tank and AP Ramos. This one's fun and stupid. Just play Nidalee honestly. Literally pop your ultimate, sit in the middle of the enemy team, then Zonias. Then probably lose the team fight. Oh god, Season 4 bring me back. I don't play Riven, but from my experience this is all they need to whoop my ass. It's regular Rumble with a Nashor's tech in to synergize with Overheat. Definitely worse than regular Rise, but stacking mana makes me nostalgic for old Rise. Every ability has AP scaling so go wild with this one. You're not really fasting unless you build 2 conflicting items. Dying is the most unmanliest thing you can do. See, the problem with regular AP and AD Shaco is that you die too quickly when you're caught. This fixes that. Reckoning is for even more map presence, while Mikael's Crucible is to bolster your ultimate shield even more. Shyvana's one of those champions where you can build pretty much anything and you'd still function pretty much the same. Well, almost anything. Just get every drinkable item. Pretending to be a train has been my deepest sexual fantasy. I just pick items that might be cool to use. Sivir is just so boring. I don't even know anymore, but this should very barely work. Gives you all the regen you'd ever need to spam heals. It's regular Vayne, but with Spirit Visage for the big suck. Sila spinning swiftly. Sila spinning swiftly. Thank you, Professor Milk. Maximizing your damage output with your passive. Lick 'em up. Twin Shadows is such an underrated item, seriously. Just making sure you have enough daggers for the entire game. The Zonias is just to ensure you get your ultimate off on yourself. My spin on hit Teemo. The Liandry's is on there to ensure your mushrooms still do damage. Make sure to bring along a spare hook in case you miss. Regular Tristana, but designed to charge up explosive charge as fast as possible. I'm blue, da-ba-dee-da. Bloodless and Spinning Slash both have AP scalings, meaning this build is automatically superior to the regular build. Alright, this is somewhat good, and works well with Twisted Fate's weird scalings. Stack Deck also gives you attack speed, so max that after pick a card. Rapid Fire Cannon is there for the extra range to land that gold card. Regular Twitch, but you don't explode like a lab rat. I'm pretty sure you can build anything on Udyr, so here's something that's literally everything. Urgot's main problem has always been that he's very easy to kite because of his immobility. Let's fix that. I'm pretty sure this build is what most people build nowadays, but it's still not in the recommended tab, so fuck it! Regular Vayne, but with Triforce Focus, an item I will stand to this day works on Vayne. This was meta at one point, but to explain it briefly, your ultimate execute combined with passive stacks allows you to still reliably one-shot squishies despite the lack of AP items. Burst mages are so boring, cause all of their abilities just scale off AP. It's like Set, but much more pathetic. Focuses on amplifying your discharge damage, which partially scales off AD by the way, and sustained damage. Completely relies on Crimson Pack for damage for most of the game. You have decent scaling on your Majestic Roar and Thunder Claws. Go and play this one cause you literally only have a few days. Your Q has a fat scaling, so you'd have to buy as much AP when you're still relevant. Luden's in there to solve your mana issues early. Make sure to get Oblivion Orb and Void Staff as your ultimate deals magic damage but doesn't scale off AP. Spirit Visage is there so you aren't completely useless late game. Strengthens your Nimbus Strike. Make sure you have Warrior Trickster prep cause you don't have any other damage output. Saya but with even more safety. Twin Shadows in any non-support build is trollish honestly. Your heal and charge scales of AP, honestly only good in Earth. Yasuo, but you don't feed your lane immediately. Make sure to pack extra clothes for your goals and wife. You're already a massive pussy for playing Yuumi. Why not be a powerful pussy? Not viable at all, but it does make Zac big as fuck. It's like playing regular Zed, but unnecessarily expensive. This is what I go for on Ziggs sometimes. Let me explain. The biggest problem with Ziggs, other than his immobility, is that his damage is very dependent on skill shots. This eliminates that by focusing on Ziggs' other strength, fast pushing. Lichbane, Greaves, and Nashers are for tower damage, and the only reason you get Grasp is for the Demolition Mastery. It's very gimmicky, but it'll get you objectives reliably early. I think KBVTV already did something like this, but here's my take on it. This is all you need, honestly. It's the same as Heimerdinger's but slightly better. Thank you for watching that. Again, feel free to share with me when you decide to use any of these stupid builds. Leave a like and comment. Subscribe if you're new, and yeah, that's about it. Salamat at mag-ingat kayo.